Hi, I'm Zon, the Daddy Dev. Welcome to day 2 of the Godot course for beginners. And this is what we're going to be covering related to Godot. I am going to do a little bit more intro stuff. So if you don't like the intro stuff, there should be a timestamp when I actually go straight to these 3 objectives today. But here are 3 objectives. 1, setting up files and download Godot. Well, I'm assuming you know how to download Godot. There's other videos out there for that. So it's pretty much going to be focusing on setting up on files. Number 2, step-by-step introduction to Godot's editor. And what step-by-step is, that this is actually how it's written in the GD docs. So you know exactly where I'm referencing when I'm pretty much doing a let's read of this doc, okay? Step 3, goal 3, what am I going to do? Goal 3 is SBS, right? Step-by-step, scenes and nodes introduction, okay? So a little bit of housekeeping, class intro stuff, I guess, as this is day 2. Ideally, I don't know what to call anyone who follows this. I mean, thank you subscribers who have subscribed for this content, I'm assuming. But I don't know if I want to call you guys students. This was mentioned to have a course. Courses usually have students. So I don't know what to do about this. But I do know I want to take attendance like this is a class. So at least do me a favor and say hi. Type hi in the comments. I need to know you're alive, you're breathing. Even when I teach like in regular school, a student snoring, that's a sign they're alive. If they're just lumped over the table, not breathing, they could be dead, and that scares me. Don't scare the teacher. Anyway, I'm also reluctant to call myself a teacher. I feel more like I'm a guide, the blind leading the blind. If we are going to do this like a course, any proper course learning anything should have vocabulary. Why? I can't cite the source I got this from, but it was just like, and this was not related to game development. This was related to programming, and it was C#. And the idea was how to program faster and better. And they just said vocabulary. I mean, memorizing this like a language so you can just use that language when you need to say something. So there we go. Are we going to have a vocabulary quiz? I can, man. This is weird. This isn't like a classroom, but I kind of want it to be because that type of structure I know how to do and improve students' encouragement or whatever the heck it is. Like, I know how to do that, but this is not a class. Anyway, I still might have like a vocabulary quiz at some point, maybe in a couple of weeks. I'll put it on Quizlet or whatever the new hot quiz thing is. Maybe Google quizzes, who knows. Here are our first 5 vocabulary words. Darn it, is there a 6th one there? Oh my gosh. Do I have a mouser? Okay, here we go. Hope you're watching this in HD. Number 1, scene. It's stuff. Files that are connected to each other. That's a scene. Oh boy. Okay, number 2, main scene. First set of connected files that load when the game starts. Number 3, node. It's a building block. Number 4 is a parent node. It's an independent adult node. I hope you guys get the whole idea of a dad, a daughter, a child, a parent, right? When my dad was doing programming, they talked about it as master and slave. I'm glad they go with parent and child now. It's master and slave sounds terrible. Child node, right? The parent tells the child what to do, kind of like a slave. Wait a minute, I'm a parent. You get what I mean. Moving on. Okay, and then this is where things get a little harder to describe. So we're going to talk about strings. Our 7th vocabulary word is strings. This is where I linked a video to strings, and you can check out that video. It's in the, let me see really quick. So again, if you haven't, you can just add this video. I'll be updating it. And this is going to be our beginner's course. And I'm going to put extra videos explaining computer concepts. It may not be 100% what you need to know related to Godot, but it will cover the basics so you have a better understanding. Again, if you understand the stuff behind the language when you try to use it, you're better using the language, any language. And the cool thing is that all the computer languages seem to be about the same. So that's cool. Like one set of elements is the same as the other. So here we go. Let's talk about strings. String is string, 7 strings, contains data, variables, etc. What does that mean? Well, if you saw the vid, it's a package. And in that package is data and stuff. There you go. This is some feedback from the Godot community. And I'll take a look. You know what? Let me jump right over there really quick. What I'm also going to do is I'm going to put a link directly for this feedback. And then I'll also put a link to the video, to this video. So if you want to join the community and you're shy because, again, it doesn't seem very beginner friendly, I like this, man. With Mark William Nations, one, for his support in giving me feedback on the information I'm presenting now, and two, he's like looking forward to your contribution to the community. So this is going to be my big contribution. I'll make like a shell haven, a mini base in this community for anyone who is a beginner and is shy. And you can just be as shy as you want in this post. And then you can check out the other posts that have really cool stuff. Like you'll find about like MP3 files or not in Godot. Like there's a lot of cool stuff in this community. Please check it out. Join it. Again, I'll put a link to a post related to this video. You can comment, put questions there. Or again, like I said, comment, put questions in the YouTube. Going on way too much. Clicky click. Here we go. Back to this. So again, here is some of the feedback from Nations. I like Nations. Nations is a really cool name. However, it doesn't go into any sort of explanation of the fact that text actually is stored in numbers as well. Oh man. Okay, sorry guys. I running short on time. That should have been text equals numbers. So again, this package could be text or numbers, okay? Next thing, string in a programming language, it is usually managing data internally as an array of these numbers. I kind of just did this because like it does, I mean, he's talking about how it does manage kind of like arrays and stuff. And remember, usually. So I'm just putting this out here so you kind of get an idea if you're new to programming what an array looks like. And this is an array. Like you usually have like an X value. This would be X, X1, X2, X3, X4. And then you have a Y value like going up and down, which would be like Y1, Y2, Y3. Again, I don't want to scare you off. This will be another video. And again, when I'm trying to do this, like if we go from, I'm trying to do baby steps. If we go from one thing, we're going to go to another. So we're starting with baby steps. But in case you really are interested in what arrays do, this could be an array application. This is Hearthstones. And arrays that I'm familiar with are usually used for card games. And so, and this in a sense too, is I was kind of not building a clone per se, but I was building my own game, kind of like Clash Royale. In Construct 2, that's the engine I'm familiar with. And the funny thing about Construct 2 and is one of the reasons I moved away from it is that it just has a problem with processing. And the developers are working on that, but it's very heavy. And I felt if I want to make more deeper or more evolved games, more complex games, I'd have to go to something like Godot. Anyway, this is an array, which is pretty cool, right? It's the same thing, right? This could be your X, X1, X2, X3. This could be your Y1, Y2, so forth and so on. There should be a 0 there, I'm sorry. But anyway, again, we'll talk about arrays later. I just kind of want to show you what they look like in relationship to how they're mentioned related to strings, okay? Next thing, this is why strings in GDScript appear to be value types like interior, float, or bool rather than a type of object. That's just something to note that I just want you to note that. So in this language, unlike C++ or C#, it seems that objects are completely separate relatively to strings. Wow, keep that in mind. Now, the other thing too is I want to kind of show you what all the strings are. Wow. I'm just going to scroll through. There's going to be links to this. I mean, I'll be honest, I do not know what most of these do right now. I'm assuming bool is Boolean, but you know, we're just not gonna just look at this like ooh, really fast. Ooh, we looked at it all. Okay, there'll be a link below. Again, we'll be doing these strings. We'll be using these strings as we need them. I just want you guys to start thinking and remembering what a string is. Now this is really cool. We're going to talk about objects next. Should I put the cool graphic? I'm all over the place today. Boink, boink. Here we go. Objects, body parts of code. Yeah. Okay, so look at that. Wonderful. I can just read this really quickly. Here we go. Base class of all non-built types. Everything not a built type starts the inheritance chain. Inheritance, remember that word, from this class. Objects do not manage memory. If inheriting from one, the object will most likely have to be deleted manually. Call the free function from the script or delete from C++. Wow. Why are we talking about C++? I thought we were talking about JavaScript. Sorry. I thought we were talking about GDScript. Some derivatives, add memory management, such as reference, which keeps a reference count and deletes itself automatically when no longer referenced, and node, which deletes the children tree when deleted. Objects export properties, which are mainly useful for storage and editing. That's actually pretty good to know, but not really so much in programming. Properties are exported in getPropertyList and handled in get and set. That's interesting. However, scripting languages and C++ have simpler means to export them. Also interesting. Objects also receive notifications. Notifications are a simple way to notify the object about simple events so they can all be handled together. Oh my gosh. So I understand like most of that, to be honest. I understand like 80% of that, especially with get and set. Those are things from Construct 2, which are not used here. However, again, that's a lot of gobbledygook. And here you go, I'm going to scare you. Oh my God. Oh my God. And also just to note, arrays and we have variants. We're not going to like that. But strings and arrays seem to be contained and related to objects, okay? Keep that in mind. Again, blind yourself. Oh my God. There you go, special effects. I'm totally blind. Moving back here. So again, this is like the beginner's course. I'm just showing you where you're going. Hopefully you're freaking out like I'd be freaking out, like I am still freaking out. Again, just that's all from, you'll have a link to it. Let's get into what an object is in the simplest effing terms that we can, okay? This is what an object is. I love this. Again, you can look at the video. There was some feedback related to the video, we should just jump right in, so we're just jumping right in. Okay, here we go. And he said read this, so I should read this. Should I do it in British accent? Sure, I'll do it in a British accent again. Fake British accent. I don't know. An important point to be noted here is that a class is just a design where everything is defined, that's it. Or we can say it is a type. Human being is a type. When we say we are human beings, we mean we belong to that type of class. Congratulations, we're human beings. We're a class of human beings. All right. Going a little bit more into the video. Again, you can look at it's in the playlist. Check out the playlist. You can see this video. It has a lot more in-depth stuff. I'm just skimming it for understanding what a object is. So let's look at the human being class. Human being class. Body parts, hands, legs, eyes, etc. Body functions. Humans walk, humans talk, humans see, humans eat, etc. And we have this thing called inherit or inheritance. And again, if you kind of remember, I just scrolled through that in the GDScript document. What this means is that when you have the male class and the female class, these are two other classes. You can kind of insert, I think that would be a better word, insert this class of human being to these male and female classes. Why? In this case, male and female are human beings. Okay, so what does that mean? Check it out. We've inserted the inheritance of the human being class into the male class. So we don't have to talk about we don't have to talk about the body parts or the body functions. We literally just copied and pasted human beings as a class into the male class. It's a class within a class. I would assume you could say an object within an object. And then Abhishek is the name of the dude who did the tutorial. He's saying he's an object, a type male, right? Okay. But I think this is a better version of Abhishek, who I've never met. Oh yeah, Abhishek, right? That's a game character right there. I'm also putting, also note, these are all from Pexels, so copyright images, awesome. I have license to use these. Anyway, looking at Uber Abhishek, there you go. Right, okay? That's a game character. A game character is an object. It's my segue. And this is my understanding of objects. Objects are basically like the sprites, the images, the tile map that you may or may not use. I'm focusing on 2D, guys. It's easier to do 2D. Bear with me if you have dreams of 3D. Music becomes an object. Sound effects become an object. I mean, these are all just like types of objects that I know of. And then this is really cool. We take that analogy of body parts, what I told you what objects can be, and we have this thing with functions. This is the funny thing is I'm not sure if these functions are the same as computer functions. So yeah, maybe they are, maybe they aren't. I know I'm not the best coder in the world. I get it. Anyway, here we got all these body parts, and each one of these body parts of a human attaches to a function, like hold, walk, see, pump blood. And so I want you to take this idea of an object. I want you to take this idea of classes. I want you to take this idea that each class has these different body parts, and each of these body parts has a function, a thing you can do, right? And here we go. Link in the descriptions till you can see where I got this image from. We take that idea of a body part as a function. I'm just going to put that analogy even further. And look right here. We have these types of functions, right? We have an idle. I guess, would I program these as functions? Oh, sorry, guys. We'll just go with the analogy for right now. We have an idle, we have a run, we have a jump, we have a slide, we have a dead, and we have the object, which is totally this ninja dude, right? Pretty cool, right? So this is where we're heading with all this stuff. Okay. Oh, I hope that was clear. This one I did because I totally know this. I'm 100% a master of this phrase. Var, which I learned it as, and it's also in GDScript the same way. Nice. Variables, numbers, text, fun stuff, etc. I'm done. It's great. It's fantastic. We'll be talking more about that later. Okay, jumping back. Okay, so one, setting up files, step-by-step introduction to Godot's editor, SBS scenes. Okay, let's do it really quick. Why am I talking about files? Oh, I hope I don't have anything embarrassing on my desktop other than my desktop. Let me show you my desktop really quick. This is horrible. It's horrible. I personally love Alienware, but this is awful. My files don't even, they don't even come, they're like off the screen. They're like, I have files on the right side I can't even see. So when I started doing game development, one of the side effects of becoming a game developer, at least part-time, is files are so important. They are the lifeblood of everything. It's ridiculous. So that's why I'm really pushing the files thing. You can see how I'm going to do files right now. So one thing I usually do is I put my files in quick access. This is something you can do in Windows 10. I think you can also do this in Windows 7, 8 in some way or capacity. But anyway, I kind of I pin it to not start, but I pin it to quick access. Okay, and what I'm going to do is, the reason I'm going to do that is because I am a slob and I'm a really messy person, and I really want to make sure everything is easy to find, especially if you're going to be programming. Now I have two separate files. I have one on my desktop that is waiting for Godot 3, and it's a joke. I hope does anyone else get the joke? Waiting for Godot? No, never mind. All right, okay. And what I have here is GD Quest. Love this guy. Totally was a Patreon of, not Patreon, sorry, a Kickstarter for that. He's got all these great, whole course in this stuff. I've got fonts here. I know that sounds dumb, but I want to keep my fonts folder is empty. Fantastic. And that's a great sign. And I have images that I might use, okay? The other thing I want you to really be careful of, and this is just for legal reasons, have your links to your licenses at the very least, okay? Just in case, you never know. It's just good to cite everything, okay? Especially if you're using like open game art or something that's public domain. There could be a jerk developer. This is true horror story here. A jerk developer who takes this asset, claims it as his, did not make it, and then tries to like copyright strike your material when you have the right to use it. It's BS. So you have to prove to Google or wherever you're, like Steam, wherever you're providing that content, that no, you have the same right to use it as this other person. So then keep all your licenses. It's just good for legal, just in general. And again, if you're like, well, my country, because we're doing international stuff, my country does not care about your U.S. copyright laws. Well, problem is you want to sell to U.S. markets, right? So then you end up dealing with international laws anyway, and you want to keep everything as clean as you can. About fonts too, this is really key. I mentioned this in a prior video. I'll mention it just really quickly again. Make sure you know your font licenses. Don't just take any free font. Make sure you're taking maybe a CIL font. Fonts that are CIL fonts are usually fonts you can use and you can distribute. So check your licenses on your fonts. You just don't want like some block or stop or lawsuit or something just stopping you from distributing your game. That's just an FYI. And now that I've clicked here, but I've made a shortcut to my Godot 3 file, I can just click that right really quick, and bam, I'm in my Godot 3 file. Effing around, there you go. So I'm keeping all my game files separate from my waiting for Godot. Now, I'm not the best person for file management, but here's where one of my shortcuts are. I'm gonna click this right here. I think oh my God, are you excited? We're finally opening it up. You know, when I was taking classes, I always be like, oh no, When are we going to actually do stuff? And guys, please, I hope you're patient. I hope you've been patient so far. If you skipped to this point, you know, hopefully you watch the other stuff later on. And also there's going to be a bonus. Anyone who's going to be my quote unquote pseudo student, my fake student who drops highs, you're going to have a chance to win money. Lots of pennies, cents. It's not a lot of money, but there's a chance to win prizes. Yeah, I'm doing that. It's way too early for a YouTube channel, but I'm doing that. Why the heck am I clicking everywhere? I'm trying to find my, there we go. Haha. Okay, let's look at where we're at. So we're going to do step-by-step introduction to Godot's editor. Welcome to my Let's Read. That's what I'm calling this. Again, just links below. If a guy reading text to you makes this better for you, it does for me. I love audiobooks more than anything else. I hope this is worth your time. Introduction to Godot's editor. The tutorial will run you through Godot's interface. We're going to look at the project manager, docs, workspaces, and everything you need to know to get started with the engine. Project manager. When you launch Godot, the first window you'll see is the project manager. It lets you create, remove, import, or play projects. Okay, again, I don't want to spend too much time on this stuff. You guys can read this yourself if you haven't already. In the top tier right corner, find a drop menu, editor's language. Yeah, I've done all that. Already set to English. From the templates, tab down low, open source, help your file get started faster. Got it, great. Templates are great. Hope to make some templates. Create an import object, right? We've done this. We will be importing an object. That will be coming up later, right? Click and browse. Okay. Create. Okay, I'm just running through this really quickly because this is literally me just looking through screenshots and it talking about all this stuff. Again, please look at the link. This is all here. If you have questions, comments about any of this stuff, you can post a link below. You can post in this YouTube video, post on the Facebook, post on Twitter. Again, I put myself out there, so anywhere you want to ask me questions about this or anyone else, please do. But I'm just kind of skipping through all this really quickly. All right, there's nothing really big that we need to know here. So yay, done. We have done step 2. We've done the step-by-step introduction to Godot's editor. Let's start with more fun stuff, SBS scenes and nodes introduction. Okay, this is where things are getting a little trickier, a little hairier, a little more fantastic. Sorry, hype, way too much hype. Scenes and nodes, introduction. Imagine for a second that you're not a game developer anymore. Well, if I'm listening to me, I probably never am been a game developer until now. Sorry. Anyway, you're a chef. It talks us all about this whole idea about ingredients and that you need recipes, and these recipes are divided into 2 sections. So here you go. The first is to the ingredients, and the second is the instructions to prepare it. This way, anyone can follow the recipe and savor your magnificent creation. Okay, making games in Godot feels pretty much the same way. Feels like being in a kitchen. In this kitchen, nodes are like a refrigerator. It's a good example. Or fresh ingredients with which to cook. There are many types of nodes. Some show images, others play sound. Other nodes display 3D models, etc. There are dozens of them. Okay, here we go. Nodes. But let's start with the basics. Nodes are fundamental building blocks for creating a game. As mentioned above, a node can perform a variety of specialized functions. However, any given node always has the following attributes. It has a name, it has editable properties, it can receive a callback to process every frame, it can be extended to have more functions, it can be added to other nodes as children, right? We talked about this, parent-children. I don't think you need to zoom it. Does it? You know what they could do? They could have like, you click it on it and it like gets bigger. Zoom in. Oh, there you go. All right. The last one is very important. Nodes can have other nodes as children. When arranged this way, the nodes become a tree. Okay, got all that. Great. Talking about scenes. Gonna skip through that. Creating a new project. Let's get into this. We can finally do stuff. Okay. Wow, man, I want to make a new project. Give a little shout out to the one person who always believed in me. And that one person is it Hatem Casa? I hope that's a joke. I do find this photo funny. If that's rude of me, forgive me. But to me, this photo is hilarious. Let's call it the Casa. I'm gonna call it the Casa. I hope I said that name right. Terrible with names. How could I be teaching English for a long time? I can't tell people's names. New project, click it. What are we going to call it? We're going to put it in documents, and we're going to call it Casa. Casa. Yeah, that's right. Okay, create folder. Okay, great. Browse. It's fine with me. Create and edit. Okay, all right, now we're gonna do it. There we go. It started. Ooh, platinum sponsors. Egen Coin. Bitcoin forever, right? Okay, all right, we've started it. What have I done? This is really bad. Okay, let's go back. Scene to scene. Instances? Are we doing instances yet? Okay, we've created a new project. We called it Casa. We're in the editor. Oh, wait, are we doing extra stuff? This open create node dialog showing the nodes that can be created. Okay, all right. Sorry, guys, skipping way too much. Editor, once you're in the editor, create new project, open it. Great. As mentioned before, I love this fake pseudo-British accent. I'll do some other ones later on. As mentioned before, making games in Godot feels like being in a kitchen. So let's open the refrigerator and add some fresh nodes to the project. We'll begin with a hello world message that we'll put on the screen. To do this, press new node button, which looks like, okay, great. It's right behind the scenes. New, yes, I got scene. Oh, I guess you need to make a new scene. Okay, let's make a new scene. Okay, come on. Okay, under the scenes right here, I'm gonna click here. Oh, I got all these nodes. I guess, what does it want me to do? Let's check. This will create a dialog showing the nodes. They want me to make a label first. Okay, let's make a label. Hope my grunting's not coming up on the recording too much. Sorry, guys, a bit tired. Doing this about 2 hours before work. I haven't slept yet. Coffee's amazing. Where the heck is label? You know what? Here's the thing. I can't find label. I'm just typing it. Oh, wow. Label just magically popped up. I'm a magician. All right, we got a label. What else do we need? Ooh, 26 minutes. Oh, we're going to cut this at 30, guys. I hope I haven't been talking too long. Okay, here we go. Finally, create the label and happens. Great, press it. Great, blah, blah, blah. Text hello world. Okay, fine. We'll call the text hello world. Okay. Hello world. Oh, no. It wants me to type the text as hello world. So I click in that little menu right there, and I can just I get a whole thing of text I can type. And I'm going to type in hello world. Hello world. Okay, here we go. Close, so it's there. Oh, there's hello world. Isn't that nice? Okay, all right. I'm done. This is my second time doing this, guys. I'm doing this for guys, girls. I use that gender neutrally, so anyone who's listening to this. Okay, everything's ready to scene. Press play, scene button. Please don't save running. Okay, new project, hello world. Okay, so this is the big thing about picking a main folder. So if I click this right here and press play, it'll say the scene has never been saved. Okay, I'm gonna save it. Okay, looks good to me. We'll save it here. Once we save it here, it pops in right here. This is our scene. All right, I'm gonna press play, and it's gonna tell me, yeah, there isn't a main scene. So I'm gonna select the main scene. This is the main scene, and now it should play and say you have a little hello world. All right, okay, so now that I've got that going for it, I am going to look back at this. Okay, let me look back at this. Okay, all right. Okay, game world, configuring the project. Oh, now they want to configure the project. Hold on a sec. Okay, it's time to configure the project. Right now, the one way to execute the current scene. Projects, however, have several scenes. Stored in project to access that dialog project settings right now. Application run main scene property and select hello. Okay, we've done that. So we already picked one scene. So again, I cheated. I just I did it where I just clicked play because I knew I'd done this before. It would make me pick like a scene. But if you get stuck like I did, and you mess it up where you're you want to change it, you can just go to project settings, and you can find it. Where is it? Oh, I switched it before. No, local. Okay, I think this is where we're going to end it, guys. This is where we're going to end it. So tomorrow we're going to jump back into this. I will totally figure out where this thing was to change this thing. This is going to be a bit of a repeat. I'll show you what I can do with text editing files, And if we get lucky, I hope we can get lucky. I'll start going into instancing. And this is when we're actually going to start like making a mini game. Okay, so that's what it is tomorrow. This has been 30 minutes, guys. Or gals, people of the world. All right. So yeah, we're going to be ending it here. Just a couple more notes. Just want to talk about a couple things. Again, okay, so here we go. Okay, so just a little bit more background. Yeah, that's if you can find me. I'm one of the teachers here. I don't know who the teacher is. These are a bunch of my students. They're from everywhere, guys. So there's a person who is like English as a second language. It's great. I've worked with this population for 11 years. This has been a career, a day job. Oh my gosh. And I just want to note that I hope that maybe that this course will be like it was when I was teaching English, that people take what's learned here and they live lives with what they've learned, whether they get better jobs or just get, chances to go into the world and do like global game jams. I'm excited about where anyone who's listening to this could go. That's my thing. I'm going to have a $5 prize for the meta jam. So, and what am I talking about? The meta jam is this right here. I'm a part of the jam into some official capacity. I'll be playing the games for it. I've talked to one of the coordinators. It's linked to the Ludum Dare. So this is really overall a pretty cool thing. I'll put a link to this as well. And so the thing about this is I am hoping it's at the 17th. Anyone who started the videos like right now, my goal is for you guys to participate in this jam. That's it. I don't even care if the game's finished. The game could be not finished. That's fine. And then what I'll do is I will have a way to give you guys a prize for $5. So there you go. There are going to be some rules and stipulations, of course. The rule is that you have to kind of say hi in most of the videos, not all the videos leading to that point. Because this is how I'm going to keep track of people to start with. I know you got to keep track of people that you're teaching or tutoring or whatever this is. So please put hi in the comments below. You'll get a chance to win $5 if you go do a game jam. I'm really pushing the itch.io thing. Can you tell? If I make a mistake, I will tell you. This is like a final note. Like maybe this took too much time. Leave in the comments and below if you like the fact we went over a lot of theory, or you wanted just to jump right into Godot. That would be fine. But I did want to go over some of the vocabulary words before because people asked for a course. And again, I'm not perfect. A lot of English teachers will. This is coming from English, will pretend they don't make mistakes. I totally make mistakes. I'm glad that there's a community out there to check me. And if I make a mistake, I will be the first to correct it or maybe record videos. Okay. That's called debugging. There's your bonus word if you didn't know it. And if you don't get the joke, there is a whole history about bugs and it's a really cool story. And you can totally Google it and hopefully find it. If not, I might just mention it for like, I don't know, 30 seconds, 2 minutes next time around. All right, guys, that's basically it. So again, tomorrow we will, oh God, allow it. Tomorrow we'll start right into instancing. Okay. Like seriously, we'll go through the texting like in 5 minutes, 10 minutes tops. We'll jump right into actually making our first game with Godot. I'm excited about that. I'm really hoping that you guys are downloading this stuff and that we can actually make our first game together. And I can see this first game. I'm really excited. And that you can just be cheap and just churn in with a total asset flip. That's fine with me. Okay, I'll tell Xavier what you guys are doing. And just submit that to the game jam. And I will give someone $5 for the best darn clone and improved game that I see. All right. I gotta go. I really gotta go. All right. See you tomorrow. Bye. Insert catchy phrase.